On May 22, 2022, a group of entrepreneurs, enterprise holders, businessmen and women researchers, students, publications, social activists, women, and animal activists established the United States of Democratic Federal of Khorasan, a government in exile.
United States of Khorasan is an exile government which established on 22nd of May 2022 with numerous of intellectual students, civil societies, character personalities, politicians, and ordinary citizens based on virtualization.
We have a lot of experience and will accumulate a lot of experience from divergent places and divergent backgrounds, countries or nations to contribute for nation building, whether in contributions to Great Britain, to any country, and for humanity. We need self-actualization and self-building.
So 3 major change we will bring as economy, and also social change and political change. And we have this sagacity, we have this capacity, and we have this tenacity.
بی آشیانه گشتم خانه به خانه گشتم بی تو همیشه با هم شانه به شانه گشتم عشق یگانه ای من از تو نشانه من بی تو نمک نداره شعر و ترانه
I was motivated to take this major responsibility using my negative experiences, unhappy days, and my unhappy childhood as motivation to make society better for others. I am a sort of individual who strive for more and never settle for less. That's why I always believe in myself and I always educate myself, which contributes massively to build and to bring positive change where we are living to the region and the world.
We are the richest country on the face of the earth, but we are selling our livers and our even children north of and south of Khorasan. Pashtuns are selling their wives and their children and their part of their bodies on eBay. Imagine the most, richest country on the face of the earth, but because of the negligence of our leaders, unfortunately. So the first thing we will implement in Khorasan is economy change, and also a social change and political change.
I am using the knowledge I have gained from Oxford Leadership Prospectus and from John C. Maxwell, Greg Provenzano, Steve Jobs, George Zalewski, and many more. I believe that leaders always prepare their mindset to make historical decisions. When I go back to those days, I'm feeling great. I'm extremely cheerful and I am so happy that I made those historical decisions. That brought a bold change in my personal life and my educational life and society and belonging to and the country we built. So that is my humble experience about historical decision. When the Taliban came to power, I decided, I said, Khorasani, You will never go to Harvard University. I was supposed to go to Harvard University. I was accepted. Then I start to build Khorasan, the United States of Khorasan against the Taliban, those dark, ruthless criminals and ruthless fascists.
If you see here, I wrote goal for 2021. It's in my mobile. Still it's in my mobile. Buying my home, being fit, and going to Harvard University. Harvard University is part of my plan. It's not my dream. I can achieve it. When I graduate from Oxford, I can graduate from Harvard. So these three was my personal goal. When the Taliban came to power and I made a decision, I said, Ali, you will never go to Harvard University. So instead, I supposed to go to Harvard University. I was accepted. Then I start basically to build Khorasan, United States of Khorasan against the Taliban. So that was really, really a very bold question, a bold decision in my life. And I made a lot of, I thought a lot about it. And I made a decision. I honestly gave up to a lot of personal things in order to achieve a grand, vision and to achieve something behind my calculation and imagination. And I didn't make a mistake in my decision. Of course, I lost a lot of things in order to gain a lot of things right now. And we really, really created a grand vision for our generation. We precisely brought, a notion that we can. And now people are so inspired, so motivated, and so educated. And only you can put your hands in my heart and your head in my shoulder to understand what I'm saying. It's very, very difficult to transfer and to translate feeling to words.
So that is my humble experience about historical decision. We precisely brought a notion that we can, and now people are so in a spark, so motivated and so educated. It's very, very difficult to translate feelings to words unless you can touch people in their hearts and feel how much they are hopeful now for a new modern USDFK. Everyone can live there with peace, tranquility, with good economy, education, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, human rights, women rights, children rights, and animal rights. Everything you have mentioned about permissive society, civic society, about inclusiveness, about solidarity, unity, equal opportunity, and equal rights has been written or contextualized in our Constitution.
I love America. I accidentally, Amy, I came to Great Britain. I supposed to be in America. Honesty, I have been and still inspired by this great nation. You have no idea how much I love America.
The American nation, having a vibrant and dynamic political system, is truly inspiring and miraculous. So I was inspired by many presidents of the United States of America, including Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, George Washington, the father of the nation, and Steve Biko. Those leaders are the legends of all times. We cannot live in a solo ethnicity state like South Korea, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan because these are ethnic names. That's why we brought a lot of multiculturalism in Khorasan.
Multiculturalism, I can say, in Khorasan and we basically textualize all ethnicities and all religions and all school of thoughts. For example, it is very, very difficult to mention the Christianity in Khorasan, but we textualize that our Christian community should be protected no matter how, like any other individual inside Khorasan. Having said that, about Jewish, as a whole, they're a vulnerable nation, unfortunately, across the world, and particularly in my country, in a very patrimonial society, in a very religious dominated society, in Jewish, living as a Jewish is impossible, but we made it possible. So that's why, and we mention in our constitution the name of Jewish or Yahud, because they have a right. And we had nearly 2 million, up and down, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, and Sikh. But none of them has been remaining in Khorasan. All those people, they left their countries with tears. So that is why all the rights are protected in our constitution.
Khorasan means simply a place where the sun rises. Khorasan does not belong to any ethnicity. It belongs to all people who are living in the Khorasan regions. So it's a very deep discourse, and it's a historical discourse, and we do not have much time to elaborate on this. Khorasan is the land of enlightenment, advancement, and innovation. The most prominent scholars from the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th centuries were from Khorasan. Some of them included Ibn Sina, Maulana Jalaluddin Balkhi, Abu Hanafi, Firdausi, Rabi'a Balkhi, and many more. So we have a lot of scholars, mathematicians, and artists from that time. Therefore, Khorasan basically was a foundation for knowledge and for enlightenment. The name, unfortunately, has been changed in the 19th century by colonial power Great Britain in order to protect Amir Abdul Rahman Khan, the Durrani dynasty, and they gave privilege for that ethnicity. Afghan, Pashtun, ethnic group who live in the southern regions of Khorasan, or what was changed to Afghanistan. They call our home land of Afghan or Pashtun. So they changed the name from Khorasan, sunrise, to Afghanistan, which means land of Afghan. Historically, when we say Afghan, that is the equation of Pashtun, or the other way around as well. We have 34 ethnicities inside Khorasan. Afghan or Pashtun is one name, representing one tribe and one ethnicity, which has been imposed on other ethnicities. So it is a colonial name. It's not basically an indigenous name. That's why the conflict started in the 19th century.
مرگ به طالبان، مرگ به کرکت توپ دنده‌بازان، مرگ به غنی، مرگ به کرزی، مرگ به خلیلزاد، مرگ به افغان ملت، مرگ به افغان ذلت. زنده باد خراسان، زنده باد زبان پارسی.
The discrimination in the past and present has happened since the 19th century, when the name was changed from Khorasan to Afghanistan, and that's why we are fighting for justice.
When we say Afghan, this is the equation of Pashtun, or the other way around as well. So we have 34 ethnicity inside Khorasan. Afghan, Afghan, Pashtun is one name. represent one tribe, but one tribe, one ethnicity has been imposed to other ethnicities. We are Tajik. Tajik will never be an Afghan. But unfortunately, that was a process of assimilation, not integration. So that's why we are fighting. America is not an ethnicity name. Iran is not an ethnicity name. Pakistan is not an ethnicity name. But Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan is unfortunately an ethnicity name. It means land of Afghan, land of Tajik, land of Uzbek, land of Turkmen. So this assimilation, this imposed top-down process is not acceptable by our new generation, and especially by people who study and high prestige university like Harvard and Oxford and Cambridge and London School of Economy, King's. We are not accepting, because this is a flaw and this is a misleading concept and also identity. So we antagonizing it, we fighting it, and we put the saddle on the right horse.